Hello and welcome to my ConvertBox review, and I am super stoked to be able to do this video review for you. I've already done a written article on it, now I actually want to go through, and in case you haven't seen that, you get to see the video about doing a demo, features, walkthrough, what it comes with, why I love it so much, and a lot of other great perks when it comes to this pop-up builder / lead generation tool. There's a lot to like about this, especially for the fact that it's currently on a lifetime pricing. In case you're really adamant about getting started right away, I will put a link down below. Depending on when you're watching this, they did say that the lifetime access isn't going to be around forever. So be sure to check that out, because the last thing you want to do is miss out on lifetime pricing. Then you got to pay monthly or annually, which sucks. So save a bunch of money that way. Okay. So let's get started right away. When it comes to this, there's quite a few different types of convert boxes that you can create. The first one I'm going to do is called a call out. All right, I already have a group for it and a name. So I'm going to show you the 4 types right here. Okay, let me scroll down a little. As you can see, there's the sticky bars. These are nice little bars that stick to the top bottom of your website. It can also be on mobile, which I prefer. These are great for a wide variety of things, whether it's going to be generating leads, getting more calls to action, giving attention to something. Maybe it's a countdown timer, more clicks. Maybe you're an affiliate. Maybe you want to get more clicks that way. In fact, all of these are great ways of doing that. They're just different ways of being shown on the mobile or the desktop. Okay, so sticky bars, call out modals are pretty much little pop-ups. They go boop, they drag out like that. Usually they're on the left side of the screen. I love using those on desktop. And then we have the center modal and the full page. So these I like using as kind of like page abandonment. So if I have my mouse and I moved it to the top, that's when these would trigger. However, you can trigger them however you want. That's just, in my opinion, how I like doing that. I'll talk about that a little later. Let's get starting with the call out modal. Okay, so we have a few templates that we can choose from. I am a simple kind of man, so I want to use this simple message. I believe that's a Lynyrd Skynyrd song, Simple Kind of Man. Anyway, there's plenty of others to choose from. Not a ton, but a good amount to get you going. Segmentation is nice in case you really want to narrow down, say, your clicks that you're going to be getting. Like it says, welcome to our site. You could do something like, what brings you here? Could it be to generate leads, to grow your email list, to run webinars, whatever it's going to be? You can really pinpoint what your specific audience is looking for. So those are great to, say, send out to a wide variety of audience and then have them pick and choose exactly what they want. Then when they reach this specific spot, you can send them to a link, to a blog post, to an email list. It's completely up to you. There's a few lead generation ones, okay, and all of these can be edited very easily. There's video messages, webinars, announcements, trial offers, lead gen, and limited offer. Now keep in mind, despite the fact that some of these look like they do separate things, you can always pick one and then add stuff to it. So either way, I like starting with simple stuff, so I'm going to click on simple message. And just like that, we've already loaded very quickly. Let me update this picture because it's an old one of me and I want to change it just because. Okay, so anyway, what I really love about ConvertBox is that they are very simple to use. It is step-by-step, and it's an extremely smooth platform. In case you couldn't tell, I am actually on the ConvertBox website, and that's beneficial because you don't have to put it onto your actual website and kind of drag it down in terms of speed or bloating it up. All you need to do in order to connect, you can use like an HTML code, or if you're using WordPress website, there's a little plugin that you can do, which is how I attach it that way. Okay, so here's what you'd want to do. The left side is going to be for editing or adding any of the appropriate blocks here. Text, buttons, videos, images, all the standard stuff that you'd be looking for when it comes to adding anything to your call out modal. Okay, then there's steps. I'm not going to go through this completely, but steps are what I showed you before. So if someone clicks on here, we can say take them to webinar stuff. If they're interested in email marketing, we can take them to here. Okay, so that's a cool way of doing that. I'm not going to go deep into that because I want to kind of give you a grand overview of all the different type of convert boxes that you can create. However, that's a great one to do if you want to. It's very easy to do as well. You can actually take this off if you want. So picture, no picture. So what I like doing here is I like dragging in an image. So let's say I'm going to actually create a convert box for a convert box itself. So I'm going to be using ConvertBox to create a convert box that's going to promote ConvertBox. A little weird, but I hope you get the idea. I already have the logo, so I'm going to go through and get that, put it on right here. Okay, and so next what we want to do is edit our copies. Now, when you're doing this, just kind of giving you my advice as I go through this review, some of the most important things that you're going to want to edit are going to be the header and or the picture under here. Anytime I'm recommending a software, I do like using their logo or anything that relates to them just so the person quickly knows that, the eye catches it and says that it's going to be related to ConvertBox. Depending on what you're offering, what you're selling, if you're doing a lead magnet, obviously the more catchier the picture, the better, as long as it's something that your visitors are looking for. I just happen to like this because I'm going to be referring to ConvertBox. So what I can do here is something like ConvertBox lifetime offer. Delete that. And I have a little get emoji, okay? And something like, okay, so this offer is limited and may close at any time without notice. This is actually copy that I got from the ConvertBox page, where it's a secret page, which allows you to kind of jump the line. You don't have to wait or get any emails. That will show you how to get started immediately. That is the link down below in case you want to check that out. And then once again, let's do, I like a simple call to action, like click here to continue, okay? So one more thing we got to edit right here. If we go to button settings, okay? So open redirect URL in a new tab. I do like that. I always like opening my links in new tabs because it allows them to stay on your website more. So that's something I highly recommend. And right here is simply going to be your URL. It could be your URL to a blog post. It could be to a review. It could be to your affiliate link. Whatever it's going to be, you're going to put here. I'm just going to quickly type in a random link. Disclaimer, don't send your traffic to AOL. They have enough traffic. That's just an idea of where that's going to go. There are also a few more settings here, like if you want to do a tracking script, if you want to get a little bit more advanced when it comes to passing form fields, apply a quiz score value, and of course you can stop showing this ConvertBox to the visitor. It's going to be completely up to you. There is a section for integrations where you can add in more, but I'm not going to go through those now. Simply, like I said, I want to kind of walk you through the process, and let's hit save, okay? Now, I was kind of walking you through the process, but that probably took like a minute, maybe a little bit more in order to create this. And it gets even better is because one of the features I like about them a ton is that they come with very simple and easy to use split testing. Now, I had used other alternatives in the past and had a hell of a time with them being either too clunky. I had like pricing problems where like they would reject my card even though it was on there, and then like I wanted to cancel, but then they charged me again, so I had to like use it for another year. I had a lot of problems, to put it lightly, when it comes to other pop-up type software, which is why when I got this, it was a big sigh of relief, because all those problems went away and this was just so much better. This is one of those features I really like. So they have a very easy A/B split testing feature. This is going to allow you to easily increase your conversions. ConvertBox also has a really great analytics section, so it's very easy to see who the winner is. You can stop it, then create a new one, test again. Either way, once you've created this, all you need to do is click on Create New Variation. And in about 2 seconds, just like that, here is our new creation. Obviously, it looks exactly the same, but what you would do is, let's see, new... Let's do this, lifetime offer. Or we could just do get the lifetime offer today. Like I said previously, some of the biggest things you want to test are going to be your headline and then like the image and the copy. There's not a whole lot here to test, but the headline is always the biggest because it just grabs the attention of your audience. So if we look right now, variation B says get the lifetime offer today, and variation A says ConvertBox lifetime offer. Okay, so that's really all you need when it comes to getting started in terms of a split test. Very easy to do. That's the customized section. Okay, so let's move on to the display now. So when it comes to display, there's triggers, frequency, and location. Let's click on triggers. This is going to pretty much allow you to set when this pops up. For me personally, I like showing if the visitor is on for more than 6 seconds. Aside from that, you can combine it with more of these. Okay, so you can also do scrolling the page. I like around 12%. I don't know if it's an OCD thing where 6 times 2 is 12, but I kind of like that. At least gives more people the opportunity to see it, and it's also not rushed immediately where they go on it, 0 seconds and boom, there it is, okay? There's also the option for a period of no activity. There's page abandonment, and that's what I like the exit pops for, like when you go to move your mouse and one shows up there. So I use that for a different ConvertBox. If someone clicks on a link on the page, you can also have it triggered that way. But these are the settings I like currently using, okay? Frequency. This is where you can show it to, how many times for each visitor. So for each day, let's just say you want to say 2 times, or you could say in a maximum of, I don't know, 25. That means throughout their lifetime of seeing it, there can only be 25 times total. And I do like suppress frequency if closed. That means if someone X's out on it, that means I don't want to show it to them anymore until like the next day. So it says don't show again until next day, which is fine. So the max they're going to see is 2 times per day and a maximum of 25 times in total. They probably will never even reach that, you know, depending on how frequently they come back to your website, but that's kind of the settings I like using there. Okay. All right, and then we move to location, where this is where this specific ConvertBox is going to show. I do not like all pages on my site. I am not a very big fan of that. So what I do is click on the add display rule. And what you can do is enter the specific URL that you want to add it to. I like this personally because it means that it's going to be as targeted as possible. If you go to my ConvertBox review and a pop-up shows up about some other like sales funnel builder, yeah, they might be interested in it, but it's not as targeted, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So this would go on my ConvertBox review page. I would click done, and that would be that. Okay, so that's pretty simple when it comes to that. Targeting, like I said, I don't like doing to all visitors, so I do target specific visitors. I like this because they have quite a few conditional rules where you can really increase your conversions by having better targeting. So for this type, I like doing device type is desktop. They have a lot of other ones here that I'll have you kind of peruse through and check out, but for me, it's pretty simple. When I'm creating this type of ConvertBox, I'm going to do desktop, because these look great on desktop. You can use them on mobile if you want, but that's going to be completely up to you. You can also do and if or if, so you can add more situations to that. And last but not least, we're looking at the launch button. So you have the name for it. You can do inactive or active. And of course, once it's going to, if it's inactive, you can do schedule a start date, end time. That's going to be up to you. I've never actually used that because anytime I create one, I just want it to go live right away. I feel there is no need to wait. Unless you're doing a product launch, say that comes out in a certain amount of time, that would be a good time for it. But either way, that's how you can go about creating this specific type of ConvertBox. Very easy to do, and I want to quickly walk you through some of the others just so you can get a good idea of them as well. All right, so here we are back to the types of ConvertBoxes that you can create, and I'm going to go to sticky bar because that's going to be the next one. And as you can see, these are little bars that either stick on the top or the bottom of your website. For me personally, I love keeping things simple. I'm going to go to minimal offer. Okay, and just like that, here we are. So really the main things that you're going to want to edit here is going to be like the background color. I like doing red because it sticks out like a sore thumb. Aside from that, like I said, I'm not going to take too much time on this because a lot of the editing is going to be virtually identical to what we just talked about in the previous section. So, you know, get lifetime access to ConvertBox today. And I like doing tap here to continue. Why do I say tap here to continue? Is simply for the fact that I like using these on mobile. This isn't going to say that you can't use them on desktop, but I already have a lot of stuff going on desktop. It's going to be the callouts, which you saw before. I'm going to have the exit pops, and I have a bar on the right side already that kind of drags down. So I have a lot going on there. So I like restricting these to mobile. You can actually click on this to see what it would look like. So maybe you just want to, that today kind of move, looks a little weird and you want to move that up, so we can shorten this. We can actually just remove this so that the call to action is the only thing on the bottom section. So let's look at it now. Perfect. So get lifetime access to ConvertBox, tap here to continue. Now, I'm just kind of making these up on the top of my head. These are things you're going to have to create and split test, which we know how to do. Very easy. Once you have your variation, duplicate it, change something around, go from there. Also, if you want to edit the link here, just simply highlight it and click on the link button, and there you go. Redirect to URL, open it in a new tab, and that's where your link would go. So that's a sticky bar. Everything's going to be just about the same except for a few targeting things, which I talked about previously. For example, this would be, let's say 6 and 12. That's fine for those two things, except we're going to put it on a specific web page. And then for targeting, how you target mobile is going to be right here. So if I just want this sticky bar to be seen on mobile devices, that's exactly how I would do it. I would go to launch, and then of course, once again, that's going to be active. Okay, so let's take a look at, there's 2 more ConvertBoxes. I'm just going to talk about one just because they're very similar. Let's do that right now. All right, so the last 2 we have down here are going to be the center modal and the full page. These are kind of similar to exit pops, like I talked about before. If you take your mouse and you move it to the top, that's how I like using them to trigger them. You'll get this big window in the middle that's kind of smaller, or you'll get the full page one. For me personally, I kind of like the center one. I don't know what it is about it. It's not, I haven't tested using this between this, but I have seen a lot of great results when it comes to using the center one. You know, that's up to you what you want to do, but I'm not going to go through both of these just because it's the same thing. Some different templates, but one's just a bigger screen. So I'm going to click on this. And as you can see, there's going to be a few, I think there's 9 templates that you can pick from. Video message, workshop, consulting. I like the live event. Just because it says live event doesn't mean you need to use it for a live event. So keep that in mind, okay? There's also ones with multiple buttons where you can actually change it. Say like, yes, get me access, or no, I'm interested in something else. So there's options for that as well. Once again, I'm going to keep it simple and go with this. First and foremost, I like this because I can use it for branding. I can actually replace this picture with a picture of me, which I'm going to do very quickly. All right, so I added a picture of me, and pretty much everything is going to be, identical when it comes to editing anything else. So, like kind of like a wait before you go, you can say like get lifetime access to ConvertBox. And let me undo this for bold. Perfect. Let me underline this. This may end at any time without notice. Just something like that, because that is actually true. They haven't said when the lifetime access is going to end, but it eventually will. And we can do click here to continue. Now, as always, we have a button here. So once we clicked on that, we would go to button settings. That's where our link's going to go. We'd probably want to open it in a new tab. Once again, this is all business as usual. Okay, we can create our split test. We can do our displays. Okay, how we want that to be displayed. However, there is going to be something that's done differently. So we have triggers. What I want to do here is page abandonment. So show if visitor attempts to leave the page. So this is going to be completely separate from the other ones. It'll still be shown with them, but this only gets triggered if the mouse goes boop to the top, and then it'll show up. I like these because it's kind of like a last ditch effort in terms of hey, maybe someone forgot to get started. Depending on how good your copy is, and maybe your images, your headlines, and how good the offer is, depending on what you're offering, you can get a ton of extra clicks. I've had some that were between 10 and 15%, which is really good just for getting someone to click, especially when they were leaving the page in the first place. So that in a nutshell are a lot of the features that come along with this. What I'm going to do is open up the special secret link, which goes to the one-time access. Obviously, ConvertBox has a ton of more goodies, and a lot of them that I like, especially when it comes to analytics and split testing. It's very easy to do, as I showed you, but let me open up that website very quickly. And here we are, where this is, like it says, this offer is limited and may close at any time with notice. This is the secret lifetime page where it talks about a lot of the things that it comes along with. So I'm not going to go through all of these. You can do cool things like adding first names. I talked about how you can do steps. There is a lot of integrations when it comes to email marketing. There are timers that you can use as well. A lot of cool tips and tricks. And these are all the things I talked about. What I did forget to mention is that you can actually embed stuff in your content, whether it's going to be in the side or on the sidebar, which is always cool. That's going to be completely up to you. That video is not working at the time, but aside from that, let's actually go down to the pricing, which I actually have in a new window just to save time. So at the moment, ConvertBox is just going to be $495. That's one time. They have a 30 days money back guarantee. I'm guessing that if you're in the spot where you're like, I need one of these pop-up software tools, and you get this, there's probably no way you're going to even want that back. I've used so many of them, and none of them have come close to this, especially for the fact that it's a one-time fee. I can't stress enough just how important that is when it comes to software, because once that ends, you just save so much money because you don't have to worry about monthly payments, annual payments, and eventually this is going to quickly pay for itself depending on how much traffic you have. I know for me it did specifically. But either way, with this, you get 250,000 views per month. You can use it on 10 websites. You get unlimited ConvertBoxes, which is awesome, and a few more other updates, which is cool. And aside from that, ConvertBox does have a one-time offer, which is going to be their pro upgrade. This was something that I jumped on immediately. So when you're on this page and you go, yes, I want this deal, you'll get taken to the checkout page where everything is normal. And then it has the pro account upgrade right here. So it says limited offer, upgrade to a ConvertBox Pro account now to get 50 sites, 500,000 views a month, and unlock all pro features for a tiny one-time upgrade of $95. So this is something I wanted because I know in the future I'm going to need room for a lot more traffic. Plus, you can now use it on 50 sites instead of 10. Aside from that, what is also pretty beneficial is that you can create logins for five sub users, and you can use ConvertBox for clients. So those last two were nifty. They're not as big of a deal for me, but they might be for you. The two biggest bullet points here that I liked were these, okay? Especially for this fact that it's a one-time payment. And when you compare this to a lot of other similar tools, this pretty much is equal to say like 1 year of the other tools. And then after that, you're just saving a ton of money, like I said, because you don't have to worry about the monthly or annual payments, which is always a big perk and plus. So that pretty much wraps things up. I'm pretty sure you already know that from my point of view, it's certainly worth it. This is a tool that I'm going to be using in the long term, and I don't have to worry about any recurring payments anymore. It's easy, it's seamless, it's smooth. It's exactly what I'd be looking for in some type of pop-up builder, and I do highly recommend it. 2 big thumbs up, 5.5 gold stars, and anything else that you want to add to it. It does a great job with. So hope you enjoyed this review. Once again, I will leave the link down below where you will get taken. If you click that, you will get taken to this page right here. Normally their homepage has a thing where you have to request an invite, but this will have you bypass that and go straight to the good stuff so you can get started as soon as possible. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. But aside from that, I really hope you enjoyed this review. And I also really hope that it helps you when it comes to making a buying decision on this great software tool. Thanks again for watching. Links are down below, and have a great day.